However, the undeserved kindness which he gives is greater. Hence, it says, God opposes the haughty ones, but he gives undeserved kindness to the humble ones. James chapter 4, verse 6. And in connection with the army, the Syrian army chief, Naaman, let's read 2 Kings chapter 5. Let's start out with verses 1 through 3. Now a certain Naaman, the chief of the army of the king of Syria, had become a great man before his Lord and held in esteem, because it was by him that Jehovah had given salvation to Syria. And the man himself had proved to be a valiant, mighty man, though a leper. And the Syrians, for their part, had gone out as marauder bands, and they got to take captive from the land of Israel a little girl, and she came to be before Naaman's wife. In time she said to her mistress, If only my Lord were before the prophet that is in Samaria, in that case he would recover him from his leprosy. And now let's read, starting at verse 9, read a few more verses here. So Naaman came with his horses and his war chariots and stood at the entrance of the house of Elisha. However, Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, Going there, you must bathe 7 times in the Jordan, that your flesh may come back to you and be clean. At this Naaman grew indignant and began to go away, saying, Here I had said to myself, To me he will come out all the way, and will certainly stand and call upon the name of Jehovah his God, and move his hand to and fro over the place, and actually give the leper recovery. Are not the Abana and the Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Can I not bathe in them and certainly be clean? With that, he turned and went away in a rage. That's verses 9 through 12. Let's continue with 13. His servants now approached and spoke to him and said, My father, had it been a great thing that the prophet himself had spoken to you, would you not do it? How much more then, since he said to you, Bathe and be clean? At that he went down and began to plunge into the Jordan 7 times according to the word of the man of the true God, after which his flesh came back like the flesh of a little boy, and he became clean. Let's read now, that was 13 all the way to 14, and let's read 17 through 19. Finally Naaman said, If not, please let there be given to your servant some ground, the load of a pair of mules, because your servant will no more render up burnt offering or a sacrifice to any other god but to Jehovah. In this thing may Jehovah forgive me. Forgive your servant when my Lord comes into the house of Rimmon to bow down there, and he supporting himself upon my hand, and I have to bow down at the house of Rimmon. When I bow down at the house of Rimmon, may Jehovah please forgive your servant in this respect. At this he said to him, Go in peace. Accordingly, he went away from him for a good stretch of land. Why is this important? Because this man was well decorated in his nation, Syria. But do you think Syria was isolated from Jehovah? Jehovah God preserved the Syrians at some points and other nations as well. And here it says it was Jehovah God who fought for Syria and gave whom? Naaman the victory. He appointed Naaman the way he appointed Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon to do great deeds for him, even calling Nebuchadnezzar whom? What? His servant. Do you remember? He called Cyrus his servant too. That's over the Medes and the Persians. So why would Jehovah God slight Naaman? At some point he became haughty, and Jehovah God needed to correct this man, a man that he felt was worthy.